hungries. I hope you're all doing really well. Welcome to, I would say, my first proper YouTube video. Today I am making my favourite, which is meat and shalgom. I'm using mutton meat, which is older sheep, and it's slightly tougher, but it has maximum flavour. And shalgom is this vegetable, which is known as kohlrabi in English, and I believe, if I'm correct, the Turks brought it over to Bangladesh and they call it Shalgom, and us Bengalis call it Shalgom. So I'm going to use 2 of those, which I'm going to peel and segment in a bit. So in this pot I've got 6 tablespoons of oil, and that's how I started this curry. And once the oil is hot, I added in 3 sliced onions, and with that you can see little specks, and that's a teaspoon of 5 spice. So 5 spice in Bengali is known as pachpuran, 5 spice, and they are nigella seeds, cumin seeds, fenugreek seeds, mustard seeds, and one more, which is, I think it's fennel seeds. So I have allowed the onions to cook in the oil until it's nice and golden brown. So right now I'm going to add in my mutton, and I'm using 1 kg of mixed mutton today. This is what 1 kg of mixed mutton looks like, and they are made and cut to measure by the butchers, and all I do is I freeze it, and when we're ready to eat we just take it out and defrost it. So this is 1 kg of mutton. If you are using baby lamb, you can still cook this recipe, but just note that baby lamb cooks very quickly and it won't need that long to cook. I'm going to be stewing this mutton for about 1 hour. Baby lamb will probably take half an hour. So once I defrosted it, I washed it and I rinsed it, and now this is ready to join the onions. I'm going to give it a quick stir. I love using my silicone spoon to cook with. Very clean and hygienic, and it's just really comfortable. So I've given it a good mix, and then I'm going to allow the meat to heat up as well. So the meat has had 5 minutes to boil, and next goes in a tablespoon each of fresh ginger and a tablespoon of fresh garlic. You can use any kind of ginger and garlic you like. You can use the frozen stuff, you can use the jar stuff, but there's nothing quite like using the fresh stuff. So I'm going to mix that and give it another 5 minutes. So whilst I've popped on the lid for the 5 minutes, I'm going to pop on my kettle, and I want 3 cups of hot water ready to stew this mutton for a good hour. Now if you like your meat to be quite tough, I would stew it for 45 minutes. If you like your meat to be quite soft, I would stew it for about 1.5 hours. I'm gonna go with about an hour today. Now if you are copying this recipe exactly how I'm cooking it today, then 1 cup is 200 mils. So that means for this dish, during the stewing stage, I will be using 600 mils of water. There we go. I'm gonna add all my water, give it a good stir, pop the lid on, and let this stew for 1 hour. So once this comes to a boil, I'm going to pop the lid on and put the flame down on low and let it stew for an hour. And what should happen in that hour is the mutton should become soft and the onions should completely break down, and also you should be left with a nice thick sauce. It shouldn't be too dry because you don't want the meat to burn or catch, so do keep an eye on it. and add extra water if needed. Just so that the mutton smells nice during its cooking process, I'm going to add in some of these traditional and very typical whole spices. I've got 2 dried bay leaves, I've got a cassia bark, I've got 2 black cardamoms and about 5 green cardamoms, and they're going right in. So whilst the meat stews, let's talk about the ground spices that are going to be going in after an hour. So today I am using my very own homemade Hungry Hijabi spice mix, and this is 3 teaspoons with an extra teaspoon of chili powder because we do really enjoy our spicy food. Now if you don't have the Hungry Hijabi spice mix, you obviously need to go and order some Hungry Hijabi spice mix, which at the moment is available via email, hello@hungryhijabi.co.uk, and hopefully it will be available on the website very soon at www.hungryhijabi.co.uk. But if you don't have the Hungry Hijabi spice mix, what you can use, I'll show you, are the traditional ground spices. So a little bit of turmeric, a little bit of chili powder, a little bit of cumin powder, a little bit of coriander powder, and that's it. And if you want, you can use other curry powders that you cook with anyway. So here we've got the Hungry Hijabi spice mix, we've got Rajamad Madras, and we've got another homemade spice mix. So you can use whatever you like. And I would say if you are going to use turmeric, chili, coriander and cumin, about a teaspoon of each is absolutely fine. I'm just peeling and prepping my Shalgom, the kohlrabi. Now these kohlrabis are also very similar to English purple and white turnip, only I definitely would say these have the edge. They're a lot more sweeter. Now I'm from Bangladesh and we cook these with our meat curries, but I do know some of my English friends just have them sliced raw with their salads, and it's a lot more zingy and stronger. But once it's cooked, just like turnip, it's very sweet. And these kohlrabis cooked are extremely sweet, much sweeter than the the white and purple turnips. These are definitely Hungry Hijabi's favourite vegetables. Once washed and sliced up, they do look like very juicy granny apples. I cut 1 kohlrabi into 12 segments. This is the shape that I like, and this is exactly how my mum would cut it. You can cut it in any shape that you like. One thing, the skin, it looks very thin, however they're actually really thick, so you do want to peel quite a bit of the skin, because once cooked you don't want to be biting into the skin. It's been half an hour, so I'm going to give it a good stir, and it's the right time to also introduce on YouTube Hungry Husband Cooks.
When you made it sound like I'm some sort of superstar.
You're a secret superstar. So he's just adding in the salt. He's adding 2 teaspoons of salt. So it's been an entire hour since the meat has been stewing. As you can see, the onions have completely disintegrated and very translucent. Still got some of the stock, but it's ready for the spices now. So I'm going to put in the spices in right now. Give it a good stir. I'm going to slow cook the spices for 15 to 20 minutes with the lid on. Just for some added sweetness, I'm going to add in sweet tomato paste. You've got to keep an eye on this for the next 15 to 20 minutes. You don't want your meat or your base to burn. This stage allows the spices to slowly cook through, and it allows the spices to cook off that raw smell and also flavour your meat curry. Cooking the spices for 15-20 minutes also allows the curry to develop a really nice deep reddish colour, and you can see the oil has separated. Now can you see how the oil has separated and the colour has really turned out incredibly beautiful. Now if this was a boona, this would be ready. All you need is some coriander and green chilies and it will be ready to mop up with some nice roti or naan. But today we are making meat and shalgom, so in goes the shalgom. You just want to stir that and let it cook for 5 minutes so the shalgom absorbs all that delicious flavour. Give that one big stir so the shalgom can absorb the juices from the meat, spices, the onions, everything. Okay, so I'm going to let that carry on cooking for 5 minutes. Okay, so the shalgom has spent some time with the meat. In goes 1 cup of hot water. That's 200 ml, and I'm going to let that boil for about 5-10 minutes.
In a minute, I'm adding some coriander now. And also, once I put this on simmer, I'm going to add some fried cumin powder. You don't have to do that, but it does make a big difference in the smell. So now if you look at that,
we're in the last 10 minutes.
If you look carefully, you see that there's some watery bits. So we're simmering to get rid of those watery bits, so we're left with a nice looking sauce. And here I've got some fried cumin powder, ground it down. I'm going to add this to the curry, and it's going to be a really nice fragrance. Trust me, it's well worth the effort.
So the last 10 minutes, we're going to find the smallest hob on the cooker.
And let it simmer.
And then it's done.
You see some amazing colours coming in.
And there we have it. Meat and shalgom. It's had its coriander, green chilies, roasted cumin powder, and it's had enough time to simmer. It is looking absolutely delicious, and it's perfect with fresh basmati rice. And that's exactly what I'm going to have right now. So if you really liked this recipe, definitely subscribe to my YouTube channel, Hungry Hijabi, and I can't wait to come back with another recipe. Let me know if you enjoyed this recipe and this YouTube video, and if you like this combination. By the way, if you don't have shalgom at home, you can totally replace that with potatoes, because meat and potatoes is such a classic dish anyway. Do you cook this dish? If you cook this dish in a completely different way, let me know in the comment section below.
So alhamdulillah, all done. A very simple and classical meat dish. Some of you don't really know that the Shalgom or Shalgom is actually from, well, was brought in by the Turkish people when they went to Bangladesh and integrated, and hence why we have this in our villages. I'm going to tuck into this. Hope you try out the menu, and if you like the video, please hit the subscribe button.